Hello everyone. This is an Aimsun video today, a short one probably. It is about visualization and especially view styles, view modes. So how can you visualize certain settings, certain things, certain attributes? In this first example, I will make other videos where we go into more details. In this first video, I will show you how to visualize certain attributes for turns. So like user-defined costs for turns that you can use, for example, to penalize certain routes. And in this one, I will show you how to set up a view mode where you can show that. There is no such thing that you like tick a label to show and that's it. So in here, you need to create a view mode. That view mode can be selected here. And within this view mode, you can set up different view styles. And for one view mode, you can apply different and multiple styles. So let's say you can set one up where you show a turn attribute with a number, like a label. But in the same time, you can also hide something else or also show something else in addition to that. So let's just look at this intersection, just a very simple one. If I open this turn, you can see that I applied the user-defined cost of 10. So what you can do is if you go to data analysis, view mode is the one that you can select up here. I already created one called turn cost. So to create one, you need to right click and new view mode. The view mode will be listed by its Aimsun ID 1027. So when you go here, you can find it there. So when you do that, there is an automatic activation. This is not that important at this stage, but if you get annoyed by a lot when you do something and the different view mode is getting selected automatically, so if you go to that view mode and you have something here selected, you just need to click never. So that can help with that. For some default view modes, you can't unselect it. So if I just go to simulation flow here, it comes up with dynamic and you can deselect it. But there are some places where it is grayed out, so you can't. So let me go back to the turn cost. This new one I make. So you have this area in the middle, the big empty area, used styles. So here you can list all the styles. So if you want to use multiple ones, for example, in this example, the simulated flow, it has 3. And all those 3 are located in the view styles. So if I come back here, you can create a new style from here. Add the new style and it will add a new style. So let's say new test and I now OK it appears here. And if I go to view styles, you should be able to find new test here. So you can just open it from here to edit it. Or you go back to your test one and you can double click on it there and it also brings the same thing up. So the second most important thing is that you select the object type. In this case, it is a turn. So we will access turn objects. And within that turn object, there is an attribute. And I will just look for user-defined cost. So that is the attribute I want. And I just click OK for a moment. So if I come back here, edit the turn, user-defined cost. So this is the attribute I want. That's why I select that. So if I come back, it is selected here, user-defined cost. I don't select anything else at the moment. Just here at style, you select attribute. This will be just basically what it means. You just show the label of that attribute in a text, basically. So label size, the settings, so the visual settings, how that label to be shown. So it's like 10 by default, but that's relatively small. Just put 20. Format. So you don't really want to show decimals in this case, or if you want, you can just show 1 or 2 decimals. I just go no decimals. And you can select the size of the unit, so pixels or meters. So when it's meter, I think it's easier to understand how big it is, but it is very important that when it's pixel and as you zoom, it always remains the same size. So if you have a big model and you have a lot of labels on it and you select pixel, as you zoom out, the labels will basically cover your whole screen. While if it's meter, you need to zoom in to see it. So if I just do an example like meter, I select this attribute, view mode, you can see it's messy, but it's always the same size. But if you set it to pixel, it will be messy, but it will be on the screen. It's not that big, but as I zoom out, it's always the same. So when I zoom in a lot, it's small, but when I zoom out, these are quite big. So you just select the one you want. And also probably good to just select a color, red. That way it will stand out. However, so if you look at it now, you can see there is like a lot of zeros. Let me just make it bigger so we can actually see on the screen. You have a lot of zeros, and if you zoom out, when it's red, it's easy to find something. So if you want to just find, where do I have turn costs applied? These user-defined costs. You can do a trick. So if I go back here, you can go to condition and set condition. So again, this is within the view style. And I select the attribute I want to check. So user-defined cost, and I select greater than 0. In this case, it will only show where there is a number. And if you want to find, where is which turn has turn penalty on them, or not turn penalty like this user-defined cost, then you can easily see that 10. So you zoom in and you see, okay, so that is the turn that has it. There is also another simple tool that I wanted to mention, and that is when you go to the view mode, you can hide certain things. So you can hide, let's say, centroids. You can hide section objects. It is important that when it says that, so it is the object, like the object on that. So if I want to hide detectors, it will only hide detectors. But if you click that, it means all section objects, but not sections. So if you look at, there is a detector placed. So if I click OK, it will hide it. So in this view mode, basically you can set up a lot of things, like a whole visualization of the what you see, the view mode, the whole view in the network editor. So it is quite powerful and quite good, I think. There is a lot more to it. So in the next video, I will explore a bit further and the different options and stuff. So make sure that you stay subscribed, and also thanks a lot for your support. If you like and comment on my videos, the algorithm loves it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.